video that began trending online after this story came out. And this person posted that video with this caption. He wrote, "No Sharia law in Burkina Faso, Traore. I am a Muslim. But everyone in Burkina Faso has the right to practice their own religion. There will never be a Sharia law in this country. To those Burkinabe studying Sharia law in Saudi Arabia, do not return to Burkina Faso. Instead of acquiring technological knowledge and skills that can help develop our country, you choose to study Sharia law. Stay where you are. You won't be allowed back here." President Traore. And that is what he had said.
Now let's look at it this way. This is a country that is predominantly Muslim with a Muslim head of state, but at the same time, still rejecting the concept of Sharia. Why is he rejecting the concept of Sharia? Because Sharia is not progressive and is not developmental in nature. And if you say I am lying, let's look at it. Most of the states with Sharia in Nigeria at the moment now are the one with the highest level of poverty and illiteracy. Highest number of beggars, al-majiri, and the rest of it. But I bet you, and sincerely, let's tell ourselves the truth. These are some of the conversations that any person desirous of becoming the president of Nigeria should have. It's not about economic policies. Economic policies is just like a person opening a shop. You don't know what thing will happen. You may sell today, you may not sell today. That is how economic policies are. But the last time I checked, the transformative ingredient or element of a nation is not just economic policies, but fundamental policies that bridges the gap between individuals, that makes everybody equal irrespective of religion, tribe, culture, and social norms. And that is why Ibrahim Traoré now have identified that and have made this statement. Is it because he's not a good Muslim? Anybody that knows Ibrahim Traoré knows that he's a devoted Muslim, right? A devoted one for that matter. But here do we have a situation in Nigeria where we have criminals that will rather shy away from the main conversations that are responsible for a transformative society. And at the same time, I even bet even the journalists, possibly when you'll be having your presidential debates, ask some of these candidates in regards their stand in regards Sharia implementation with the advent of Hizbah and some of these atrocities and ills they are committing. Right? You may think that this is not happening or it doesn't affect anybody, but it does. And it's happening at the moment. It's a gradual thing. Gradually it's eating up everybody. But just like you know, I don't come here to just make videos. My videos are targeted to audience. And who are the audience here? We go talk everything here. I know they fear anybody. I don't like anybody to hypocritically like me. But the fact is, I have this message to the middle belterners most especially. Do whatever it takes for you to ensure that this animality in the name of Sharia in disguise doesn't get established in your own territory. Because let's take it or leave it. A lot of other parts are conquered now and left to me. If I was to be the president, I don't even hope to be one day. But that is why I can say this. I say if I was the president today, I will share these people where they do Sharia already. Let them go on their own and be practicing the Sharia and be producing high number of beggars and illiterates. Let them remain like that. And who are these people I'm talking about? I'm not going to mice word here today. I'm talking of Katsina, Zamfara, Kano, Kebbi, Sokoto, and the rest of it. All these people. Because if you check it, Allah, they are the proponents, they are the major proponents of this divisive tool in the nation. and look at what their Sharia or whatever is implemented. The next conversation now would be Sharia doesn't affect you as long as you are not a Muslim or whatever. But the practices is proven otherwise. The practices is proven otherwise. Because even a Muslim, based on what you are saying, not practicing, it's not supposed to affect him if he doesn't subscribe to it. But in several instances, we have seen a situation where they arrest people, they bab them, they even take people that are not Muslims to court, Sharia court. Abinobiso. So the fact is, what they are doing at the moment is they are biting you and blowing you breeze, just like rats they do. But sincerely speaking, if my message is any contender at the moment will not want to talk about this, it's only even the likes of them Traore that have even tried talking about this in regards Abdul Jabbar. If you remember Abdul Jabbar is still in detention now, Abi, since 2022 till today on the basis of Sharia and blasphemy, despite the fact that ECOWAS made a pronouncement in regards what they did contradicts the stand of the whatever. But nothing is said in that regard. Tinubu can never say anything in that regard because it's all about politics. We need to survive. But do you think Tinubu is stupid? He's not stupid. Actually, what he's supervising is, as far as I'm concerned, he's supervising a situation where at the end of the day, it's going to be survival of the fittest. Allah, survival of the fittest. Because one thing I know for sure is Allah Sharia can never get to Igbo land. And even the little ones that get to Yoruba land as of today, with the way these people are formidable or whatever they want progress, Allah, it will never succeed. But at the end of the day, this is the problem. The middle belterners now are left with nobody and nothing to speak on their regards. Because take it or leave it. And let me not miss what here. There's a direct correlation of Sharia as implemented in Nigeria, not three Islamic Sharia. Sharia as implemented in Nigeria with this insurgency and a lot of other vices that are going on. Because if not that, tell me why a lot of the proponents, Allah, a lot of them are supposed to be in jail. A lot of all these sheikhs or whatever that call themselves, they are supposed to be in jail. And now I'm seeing even small boy picking one of you washing nyash. It don't become sheikh now. And it's still on the basis of the Sharia concept or whatever. Continue your madness. At the end of the day, Tinubu will give you survival of the fittest. But to the middle belterners, Allah makes sure that this thing doesn't have its roots in any way possible. Kick against it in any way possible. Other regions are safe, just like I said. But Allah, talk.